All right, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. After a long weekend for me, I'm back. Good evening. Good evening to everybody. Vinny, everybody, what's up? Happy Monday. Let's do this. Good morning, Vinny, cuz. All right, so I'm shorting this area VWAP. You got the 20 SMA in this area on the 5-minute VWAP. So I'm hoping we get we should have had some type of reaction here. We're not. It's continuing to hold. So I'll probably give it a 15, 20 point stop on this short, but looks like bulls want to continue. Nicolas Gomez, good evening. Well, good morning to you, or good afternoon to you out in Paris. Jesse James is in the house. Hello, everybody. Currently in a short, attempting to short VWAP on this push up. Let's see if they continue to push up, and I'll probably have to give it a 15, 20 point stop. Nicolas Gomez, almost done with my eval. 600 up today. Nice. FV Future Trading. What's up? Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Had a great weekend, long weekend. Got it a little late last night, so didn't stream this morning. I woke up really late, or not late. I woke up right around the open. I did manage to get some trades in and called it a day early. So we're back. Happy Monday to everybody. Let's see what this thing does tonight. Man, look at this 1 minute candle. What the hell was this? Was this a news drop? I just turned this on. So, all right, 500. What a wick down to 409. 100 point candle. Was that news? Look at that. It was a quick wick and a push up and then a flush right back down, almost like an hour ago. Now we're pushing right back up. So I'm playing a VWAP short here, but I'm not liking it. See, I'll give it some more time. Okay, so I guess Trump talked or something. All right, let me check financial juice. I probably should have entered financial juice before I entered a short. Let's take a look. Financial juice. Oh, this is still from last week's wholesale. All right, here we go. Let's see. Do I see anything? Trump warns about implementing export restrictions. Let's see. Trump warns about implementing export restrictions. Trump warns of more tariff. Trump threatens tariffs. Dollar falls. Trump warns all nations with digital taxes. Oh boy. All right. So I guess there's some Trump stuff going on right now. All right, so like I said, currently in a short, I was attempting to short 20 SMA and VWAP, but not playing out in my favor, at least for now. So I'll watch it. Trump possibility firing Lisa Cook is the news. Okay. You go on to CNBC. Well, either way, it looks like the news didn't stick, right? You had an initial attempt to flush down, pushed it right back up. They flushed it right back down again, and they pushed it up. So whatever the news is, it's not sticking. All right, let's take a look at more news on CNBC. Trump says he's removing Fed Governor Lisa Cook, cites mortgage fraud allegations. All right. Trump vows substantial new tariff chip restrictions on countries with digital taxes. Nvidia faces Wall Street's high. Okay, blah, 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 blah. All right, here we go. Asia news. Asia Pacific market track Wall Street declines as Trump fires Governor Lisa Cook. So if this is all related to Lisa Cook, news didn't stick. It flushed the market, but we're in a bounce technically. All right. So we'll see how this short plays out. I'm only going to give it about 15, 20 point stop. We'll see. PR77. Good evening. What's up, my man? Good evening to everyone. So it looks like we got some Trump news. We got Lisa Cook. Fed Governor Lisa Cook potentially getting fired, and I guess we had some reaction to it, but the market is going right back up. In other words, news did not stick. Well, happy Monday to everyone. Back to streaming. This morning I didn't stream. Woke up pretty late. I woke up really actually right around the open, so turned it on, traded the open, and turned it right back off. Had some nice green this morning, but was too tired. Went back to bed. So good evening for anybody new to the stream, or if you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. It does help me out with the YouTube algo. And let's see what we got tonight. Shorting this VWAP area, moving average resistance. Let's see if we can build some resistance here. Otherwise, I'll probably have to cut it for a 15, 20 point stop. But let's see. Still too early. Hope everyone had a green day. If you traded the New York session, I traded just literally the first 5 or 10 minutes and closed it. Got in last night pretty late, so I was tired. That's why I didn't stream this morning, but I saw the move, pretty early move to the upside and then right back down. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can capture this short to the downside for some type of scalp. This would be almost the second attempt to flush this area. They haven't been able to flush it. In other words, bulls are holding. So let's see. I also got a sandstorm going on here in Arizona. For those of you that haven't been to Arizona, we don't get earthquakes. We don't get hurricanes. We don't get any real natural disasters. But we get dust storms and monsoons. And today we had a pretty windy dust storm for sure. Zach, howdy. What's going on? Zephonix. Who else is here? Jesse James in the house. All right, let's see if this little flush plays out. Let's see if we get more than this. If it starts to bounce right back up, I probably won't like it. It's like the bulls are holding this area. Zach, yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It looks like this action is all related to the Trump mentioning that he's firing Fed Governor Lisa Cook for some mortgage fraud allegation, whatever that means, allegation. And I guess there's been some news as well around tariffs. Trump warns of implementing export restrictions due to digital tax. Trump warns on more tariffs related to digital tax. So let's see if the news holds. It hasn't so far. Harish, how you doing? Thank you for asking. My weekend was relaxing. Long weekend. Was out celebrating my son's birthday last night, so we went out to dinner. Had some hibachi, which is delicious, and got home late. So this morning I didn't stream. I did trade this morning. I woke up right before the open, turned my computer on, charts and all that good stuff. Got a nice banger trade on the initial flush down and called it a day. So now I'm back. Zach, I appreciate you. Yeah, we had a good time celebrating my son's 11th birthday. Kids, man, they grow fast. All right, these bears unable to flush this area. Looks like they're building some. Well, you could look at it as a bull flag. You could look at it as a bear flag. Which one will win? We'll see. WCJ, I'm waiting to confirm of resistance before I short. Smart move. So far, they have not been able to flush this VWAP area. So may not look good for my short. We'll see. Jesse James, we do hibachi for all our birthdays in our family. It's the tradition. Yeah, same here. We love our hibachi. Benihana, baby. That's our spot. My son actually requested that for his birthday. He got his, what is it? Ocean Treasure, which is lobster, shrimp, and scallops. That's his favorite dish at Benihana. That was last night. And today I didn't stream this morning. I did trade, but I woke up tired and late. I was like, let me not mess with the stream. Let me just get my trade in and go back to bed. And that's exactly what happened. Now we're back. So I'm being a little patient here on the Asia movements. This little flush right here, I was just about to say, if we flush below 441, then we got potential for a little bit of speed on this. Let's see if it continues. But basically, that's a short on VWAP, 20 SMA, some resistance up there. Just looking for a scalp. Hopefully, we can get a little more on this, but if it starts pushing up, then I may let it go just because bulls seem to be in control. Of course, this is Asia, so my short could take 2 hours to play out. Not, we'll see. George Panos, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you again. All right, let's see if we can get some speed on this short. 420 would be lovely if we get down there. George Pano's looking like we're going to get some red. Yeah, I think it's a balancing of the market, right? We've had a lot of blue, a lot of green, I'm sorry, the last couple of weeks, months, really. All-time highs and market correction. Still, I don't think anything alarming. I think we're back to some of the levels we saw a couple weeks ago. I know that for a fact because I remember 405 and we're at 430. 405 used to be a critical level. PR77, the short better work. I'm actually short at the same area with you. Took some green on the way down and waited for VWAP. Okay. Yeah, I shorted VWAP. That's what I'm doing right here. Get a nice move up. Hopefully, I'll take that 420. We have a pivot point at 420. So if I show you my screens here. Right here, 425. It's like that 420, 425 area. It's where we got to watch if we get down there. If they start pumping it, then I may have to make some decisions. But I get it. It's Asia. I got to be patient. Can't be like this morning. 40-second trade. 40 points and went back to bed. That's why I love trading New York. None of this nonsense. You know pretty quickly you got it or you didn't. Move on to the next trade. This is like 2 hours. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But it's going to take that long to get your true play. Or you end up clipping most of the times because you get tired of waiting. We'll see. We'll be patient. We'll let it play out. Not the end of the world. Shark trends, yes. This morning was amazing. I agree, man. Like I said, I got a nice little initial short on that initial move down before the pump and called it a day within the first minute. Shark trends, good to see you, brother. Hope you had a great weekend. Good to see you again. Jesse, I stayed up way too late last night watching Landman. Was stuck in a long for like 6 hours. Excellent show. Made it worth it. All right, good. As long as it was worth it. That's what matters, right? This weekend, what did I watch? Jesse James, you just mentioned Paramount Plus. Why do I know? Oh, you know what I watched this weekend? Mission Impossible, the latest one. The Final Reckoning. As usual, Mission Impossible, man. Cinematography. The scenes, the stunts, the craziness. It's just they do it at a grand scale. Every movie just doesn't disappoint. You got the best scenery. In other words, they choose like some of the best exotic locations, crazy stunts, insane just locations, landmarks. As you can see, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Mission Impossible. Final Reckoning. Finally watched it. Good movie. Shark trends. Well, busy is good, my friend. So, nothing wrong with being busy. Means things are going well. Chad, my charts have been my TV last few months. Funny you mention that. That's why I trade for so very little. I literally try to trade the open 1 hour, 2 hour max. And when I say I close, I literally close it up. I just go to the gym. I try not to make charts my more than that hour or two that I trade, whether it's Asia or New York, because it becomes stressful. You get absorbed into it, the stress involved. That's why usually I come in for the open, take a look at some levels, very level based. Make some decisions, win or lose or draw, but I'm done. I'm not staying for the rest of it. Usually if I stay 2 or 3 hours because I'm stubborn, I'm in some drawdown and I'm trying to recover. Christopher, what's up, brother? Oh, that's right. Labor Day this Monday. That means, all right, that's good. I forgot. It's a short week. Good. Need that break. Family needs that. Yusuf, what's going on? Zach, trying to do the same. Nothing good comes from staying in front of charts all day long. I agree. Got to give yourself time. Time and space away from the charts. Shark trend. My daughter's heading to college on Thursday. The family will miss her a lot. Oh man, that's good. That's exciting. It's bittersweet, right? She gets to go to college and continue on her journey, but I know you miss her at home. My daughter's the same thing. She started classes this week, but we dropped her off she goes to ASU, and since she's in a sorority, she was there 2 weeks ago. So she's been out of the house now 3 weeks. She's a junior, but yes, she's in college as well, and although she's not too far, we only chat on messages or calls for now. Di, what up, brother? Well, good evening to everybody. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you had some time to disconnect from the charts, rest the mind, reset the mind, and back at it today. Zach, you look too young to have a daughter in college. My friend, maybe it's the lights, maybe it's the filters. I am way older than you think. Way older. So I'll give you an idea. If my daughter is a junior in college, trying to figure this out. If you multiply her age by 2, I'm still older. I'll leave it at that. I have gold and NQ side by side chart. If gold shoots up, I'm putting NQ. Randy, what up, brother? You might have good genes. Good genes as in Sydney Sweeney good genes? Yeah, I'm an old man. ER77. You got the youngest heart, man. You're a young soul at heart. And I can say that because I know you. Christopher, it's that collagen from your diet. A carnivore diet. Been having talking about carnivore. I had some I grilled some ribs over the weekend. Ooh, slamming. So I did 2 versions. I did I think it was like 10 hours on a grill. And then I tested another recipe in the oven. Oven was set at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think I cooked for like 5 or 6 hours. Let me tell you, those oven ribs came out like literally meat off the bone. Delicious. Fighting futures seems bloody easy to get old these days. Oh yeah, man, I'm old. I do feel it sometimes. I got in late last night, and that's why I didn't trade. That's why I didn't stream this morning. I did trade, but I didn't stream. I was tired. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, you know what? Let me just get my trades in and go back to bed. And that's what happened. FCB money sounds like my age bracket. I've got a sophomore in college. Nice. Jeff, did you finish the oven version of the barbecue? Yeah. Like I said, I was impressed with the oven version versus grilling. All right, so Bear is not able to flush this area. This might have been all we get on that push down. I was hoping for more, but I'll be patient. I get it. It's Asia. You got to wait 2 hours to find out if you're right or wrong, so I'll wait. But if this is a higher low for the continuing, in other words, this is the low and this is your higher low, then we can continue to push up. So let's see what happens here. I'm hoping they start building a descending channel. Continue to push down, but we go either way. Megamind Taylor is long on ES. Jeff Koski, welcome back. Good to see you again. Good evening to everyone. Like I said, I hope you all had a great weekend. Rested, got your mind off charts, and back at it this week. Good morning and good afternoon for everybody on the other side of the ocean. Bears trying to push down, but looks like it's not happening. What I got to be careful here is that I'm not staying too long in this short, and this becomes a higher low on this move up. So we'll see. Still too early, but that is what I'm watching. If we can get some speed on this, I'll probably leave it at, I'll probably clip it at the pivot point. There's a pivot point around 420, 425. If we catch some speed through that, then I'll leave it. But I think that'll be a good little scalp if we see 420, 425. Well, let's see. See what happens. Okay, that tapped 425. That actually just tapped the pivot point. So now I got to watch for a bounce here. But I'm letting it breathe. Asia session breathe. Get it. Doesn't happen as quick as in New York. Zach 420 within reach. PR77 is out. Let's see if we get a little further push. Otherwise, I may clip this as well. It just literally tapped the pivot point. Let's see if we can get some more to this. Otherwise, that could be the bounce of the pivot point, and may see it bounce right back up. Chris Peters wants it to push, push, push. Rengap boy, is that position filled? I'm still in the short. I haven't closed it. I'll make some decisions pretty soon. We didn't tap the pivot point. We got a little resistance area around 417, 420. That's what I'm watching for. So maybe patience. I don't know. Asia. Gotta wait 2 hours to find out if you're right or wrong. Be right back, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. So we got the trade. That was a VWAP rejection to a pivot point. This is my 5, 15, and 30. If you look at VWAP right here, we started building some resistance, shorted that, and targeted the pivot point. Looks like it wants more, but that's all right. We scalped it and got some green already. So that's the first trade. See if there's another setup for tonight. That was a quick VWAP short to pivot point. Keeping it simple. Simple stupid. Not the brightest guy. So we talked about the resistance. Oh, hold on. Let me release my entry here before I screw up. So we talked about this area right here. This was that initial resistance. And I said, you know, we can either hit 420. It'll come to test this area. It was resistance, became support for the move up. Let's see if they flush that. If they flush, then, you know, we'll do a full circle to the downside. If not, now we're watching for this little consolidation zone, right? Although they're minimal, they do create either initial resistance or support. Then you got one right below it, right here, another consolidation zone. So if this holds, then you're going to see the bounce. Christopher, full boat, it's going to zero. It could, right? I mean, we had a flush, no matter what we say, right? I wasn't trading. Literally, when I turned this on, I started setting up all my levels. I haven't looked at it since this morning. We had this, what, 100-point flush right here at 5 p.m. my time. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern. From 500 down to 410, right? 80, 90 points. They pushed it right back up, and then they pushed it right back down, and now they pushed it up. So we got to figure out what the overnight range. We'll know tomorrow morning what the overnight range looks like. Is the overnight range going to be between 370 to 500, or is it going to be a smaller range between 400 and about 500? We'll see. For now, I'm letting that move go. That was a nice little short. Move on to the next. Chris Peters voted 1,800 on that wick night. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I wasn't trading. Like I said, I took my trades this morning, closed it, went back to bed. And then I was running some errands around here. And I wasn't around for this, but wow. If you were in a long trying to play this move up without a stop, you had decisions to make pretty quickly. If you were in a short, man, you banked. That was a little gift for anyone shorting it up there. All right, so now we wait, we watch, let the price action figure out, are they going to flush these levels? Are the bulls really trying to build a move to the upside? So far, our 30 minutes, the last two, the current 30 minute and the one prior, it's kind of like a wash. We could come back down and test overnight low, current overnight low. We'll see. Chris Peters, you were in a short 1 hour and it hit. Yeah, man, that's nice. It's a nice little, unpredictable and unexpected flush. But hey, when the market gives you those gifts, take them, because there's going to be days where the market gets you in the opposite direction, right? I've been caught in some of those live with a news drop going against me. So hey, take it while you can. All right, well, welcome everyone back to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I keep repeating myself, but one thing about YouTube is not everybody stays the whole time, right? So some of you that are staying for 30 minutes, 1 hour are going to hear a lot of repetition because it's a lot of hopping and during YouTube streams. You have people coming in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so they miss what I've said before. So welcome to anybody new hopping on the stream. Do me a favor, if you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. It does help me out with the YouTube algo. I live stream from Arizona, Monday through Thursday for the Asia, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Monday through Thursday, 9:15 p.m. I don't do Sundays. Sundays are for the fam. They're already not liking the fact that I'm streaming Asia. They're like, what? What happened to Dad? Only trading for 1 hour during the New York session. Now you're trading. Not only are you streaming, but now you're trading Asia as well. I'm like, all right. So Monday through Thursday, 9:15 p.m. for Asia or late Asia, and then Monday through Friday for the New York Open, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. RJ Crevier, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So far, we caught a nice little short. I think I'm up, what? Just shy of 500, 491 on this short on VWAP. Entered right around 450 and closed around 422. 422 or 421. That pivot point was the target. And lo and behold, they bounced the pivot point. So now let's see if that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a continuation play. So far, it looks like a nice long would have been there at the pivot point bounce. But as you can see, we were talking about this last week. My trades, 95%, if not more of my trades, are reversal or contrarian plays, right? I look for reversal. So you had a bounce, right? I'm not the trader that hops on to continue a push to the upside. I'm looking for a level to short a bull run or long a flush. So as you saw this push, I saw the VWAP here and flushed it down to the pivot point. Now in hindsight, that pivot point was the bounce. It just tells you how NQ loves to play pivot points. Pivot points is an indicator on TradingView that you can use, but my main trading is around pivot points, 20 and 200 SMA, along with 1 hour, 4 hour resistance levels. The foundation of my trading is 1 hour and 4 hour trading, 1 hour and 4 hour support and resistance levels, and then I use VWAP pivot points to marry that to a trade. But most of my trades are reversals or contrarian type trades. What's up, JCT Cooper? Ready for a chop fest again tomorrow? Hey, man, I like chop. If you guys have noticed lately, I'm okay with chop. I'll trade the chop and I'll do some type of reverse trade and hopefully walk out with some green. The days that I struggle with are the easy days that the rest do well in, which are directional days. Although I've gotten better. Last week we had some 2 or 3 days in a row of directional days. I took no losses on those directional days, and I think the third day I actually walked out with some nice green, shorting that move to the downside. So now I'm focusing. I went and journaled, by the way, the last 4 weeks, the last month and a half. I went back to every single directional day. 85% of those directional days were to the downside, and I journaled. I went back and I was like, okay, where do I short? What were the entries? So I'm slowly working on directional days to play with the trend on those days. Those are only 1 to 5% of how the market actually moves, but it's also that 1 to 5% is usually when I take the biggest losses. So I've been working on directional days to trade with the trend versus my natural style, which is contrarian or reversal trading. So it's a work in progress. Last week we had 3 directional days, and I didn't get any red. 2 of them I walked out with one I walked out the first directional day, got a little bit of green. The second day it was flat, and then the third day I walked out with some nice. I think that was either Wednesday or Thursday. I walked out with some nice green. So working on it. T Cooper, that's me. Love trend days. Yeah. There's not that many, right? The market is 90% plus chop. Very rarely do you get those true directional days where it just keeps going down. But like I said, slowly getting better at those. Alejandro Diaz, it looks like it's forming a bear flag on the 1 hour. Yeah, the 30 minutes so far, you're in a range, right? The current 30 minute and the last two 30 minute, it's basically a range up and down between 416, 420 to 450. So that's what we've been playing for the last half hour. The last hour or so is 1, 2, 3. This range right here. Rangat boy, I'm starting to do daily payouts. That's nice. You don't know when you will blow the account? Yeah. I think most people recommend just take your payouts as you get them. You will blow the account eventually, especially at the beginning. I take my payouts as they come. Team Massive, blessings. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope everyone's had some time to spend with the family, get away from the charts, reset the mind, and come back at it this week strong. This morning, I didn't get to stream, but I did trade. And we're back at it tonight. We'll be back at it this week, 9:15. For anybody new to the stream, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, I trade NASDAQ. Stealth, hello. Couldn't trade my 2-minute opening range breakout today. It was a 90-point range on the 2-minute. Yeah, they moved pretty quickly today for sure. Team Massive, I wonder if we retest the bottom of the range again. Got 3 30-minute candles in a row. All of them have hit a low of 420. Now the question is, are we going to test that 370 level again? Or are we going to continue? In other words, was this a higher low on this potential, or the current overnight low? Did we build the higher low for continuation, or are we just technically range bound? Usually that's what we see. We've seen it during the Asia session. Play out a range for some hours. So we'll see. It's either this or they break out. Megan, welcome to the stream. Thank you for subscribing. Harish, JC, I am very close to a payout on Take Profit Trader. How often or what target you take payouts? Take Profit Trader, I trade 150Ks. And I usually target 1,500 to 2,000 payouts. Seems to be my sweet spot. It doesn't mean I haven't blown pro accounts. I have. T. Cooper, have you played around with VWAP timeframes on Quantower? I use the standard beginning of session and 1 hour. T. Cooper, you know what? I have tried to use VWAP on Quantower, and I'm not impressed. In other words, if I click this little button right here, right, you get a VWAP, and I guess then I can manipulate or play around with this to get the VWAP that matches session VWAP on TradingView. But maybe I need to Google or find out how to get true session VWAP on Quantower, because I use TradingView, and I'll show you guys my screens above me. This is the 5, the 15, and the 30 minute. Here's VWAP, and there's some other things that I watched. I chart mainly on TradingView, and I execute on Quantower because Quantower is where I take the master account to copy trade to Tradesyncer. But yeah, back to that VWAP question. I just not impressed with the VWAP that Quantower offers. All right, looks like that was a higher low, and they're using that to blast off to the moon. Next pivot point is around 500, 520 to be exact. And let's see what happens here at this 200 SMA. That is 460 on the 5 minute. You got the 20 SMA at 480. Let's see how far they push this. That pivot point bounce was a nice entry along the pivot point for the bounce. That was a quick play too, quicker than the short. Well, good evening to everyone. If you're new to the stream, I trade from Arizona, the desert. Still 100 degrees out here right now. But I'm 3 hours behind New York Eastern. It's 7:11 p.m. here in Arizona. I trade NASDAQ every day, Monday through Thursday for the Asia session, or the late night session. Should say late night. But Asia session sounds catchy. For pajama trading, 9:15 p.m. Eastern every day. 9:15 p.m. Eastern every day. And then the main trading session that I do is New York, the New York Open, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. T. Cooper, I also use TradingView for my stock and ETF for reference and NTA for prop trading, but execution is Quantower. Yeah, same here. I execute on Quantower. I watch TradingView charts. And Tradesyncer is my copier now. For me, it works perfectly. There's nothing installed on my computer other than Quantower and TradingView. Tradesyncer handles the copier. Don't have to install copiers or CPU resources for a trade copier with multiple connections. For those of you that copy trade on either Ninja or even Quantower, and you have multiple connections, you run the risk of lag and all that good stuff. So for me, execute one account on Quantower as the master, and that feeds Tradesyncer. Tradesyncer is a cloud web-based copier. And that's working. Doesn't mean it should be the setup for everybody. Use what works for you, and don't fix what ain't broken. Zach, short at 457, shorting the top of that range. One thing I have learned about Asia lately, got a lot of range-bound trading potential. In other words, we stick in a range before we break out of a range. Dennis, Kenyan hot sauces. How much is Tradesyncer? Well, we got time. Make sure I'm logged out. Yes. All right, so Tradesyncer. You have three options. So Tradesyncer is a web-based cloud-based copier. In other words, you don't install Tradesyncer on your computer, your laptop, PC, whatever you use to trade. You don't install it, right? Tradesyncer is cloud web-based. You have 3 plans, 2 connections, 4 connections, or unlimited connections. That's really what you got to base it on. It's really for prop firm traders that trade multiple props. A connection, you're probably asking yourself, what is a connection? A connection is actually the prop firm, not the account itself. So if you are trading just Apex, for instance, and you got 20 accounts with Apex, you're only using one connection. But if you're trading Apex and let's say Tradeify, well, now you got two connections. Now your master account counts as one connection because you literally have to connect it to your master account and trade from there. Let's say you're copy trading Apex, Quantower, Apex, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, and I don't know, iFunded Futures. Now you need 4 connections, $99 a month or unlimited. Like I said, you don't install it. It's all web-based. You literally set up your master account. Set up your master account. And for those of you that trade on the phone, I know there's a lot of mobile. I mean, I never trade from my phone. Maybe I monitor the market from my phone, but I don't really take trades on my phone. But I do understand a lot of you do trade on your phone, especially with Ninja and Tradeivate that you can. That's a way to be able to copy trade multiple props from your phone, right? You have your master account on your Tradeivate. Let's say it's, I don't know, Take Profit Trader. Your Take Profit Trader account is your master account on Tradeivate. And then you use Tradesyncer to copy trade, and you can manage the entire thing on your phone. So, again, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't trade from my phone. I need my hardwired connection, my PC, and all that good stuff. But those of you that rely on mobile trading, that could be an option. The one thing I do like and probably won't leave Tradesyncer for a while is the fact that I don't have to install it on my PC. It's literally cloud web-based, and it literally copy trades your one master account. That's all you need is one master account. Whether it's, for me, it's Quantower on my PC, but for others, it could be Tradeivate on a mobile phone. Vig 2007 lesson for me: never trading from phone again. It's too slow and market moving fast. Yeah, I don't listen. I'm not a. This is all entertainment purposes only and educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, but yeah, I don't trade from my phone futures. That doesn't mean I haven't, but I avoid it. Nick Patel, it supports Projects X or it doesn't matter. Any prop firm will work. Correct, Nick. You can use, what's the other one? CQG or something like that? It's the prop firms that you count as a connection. Rhythmic, Tradeivate, and Tradesyncer allows unlimited Rhythmic connections and unlimited Tradeivate connections. Now, there is also the Ninja Trader Replicanto solution, where you use Ninja Trader as your master and then Replicanto to copy trade. So, a lot of options. You don't necessarily have to go with Tradesyncer to copy trade. I just like the fact that it's cloud web-based, very easy. I have a separate laptop when I'm copy trading on Tradesyncer. That laptop only has my Tradesyncer account logged in case I need to close or I have an issue. I actually had a live issue a couple weeks ago, or last week was it, where Quantower failed during the news drop. Literally would not allow me to close out of a position, but because my copier accounts were on Tradesyncer, that's web-based, has nothing to do with what's going on my computer, or Quantower fails or if Rhythmic fails, I was able to close my Tradesyncer accounts, even though that this setup, this PC, Quantower, and everything was not working. I couldn't get out of a trade on my master. I closed it on my Tradesyncer account. No issues. All of them flat. And saved the day. Dennis, anytime, brother. Market's moving slow. We got plenty of time to help. And in general, I try to answer questions a little bit that I know about prop firms and some of the tools that are out there. Again, I use Quantower and Tradesyncer. It's not the only solution. I know Jesse uses Rhythmic and, Ninja Trader and Replicanto. The only limitation with Ninja and Replicanto is you're limited to one Rhythmic connection. But if you only have Tradeivate, then that's not a big deal for you. you can use Ninja and Replicanto to copy trade unlimited prop firms as well, and not have to pay the monthly fees that Tradesyncer has. For me, it seems to work well. Let's say I'm traveling, or I want to take a trade from the living room, and I don't necessarily have the entire setup on the laptop, and I'm just kind of monitoring things, and I want to take a trade. Quick little trade, I can copy trade it, turn in Tradesyncer web-based, and I don't have to have the full setup or everything, all the bells and whistles if I'm on a laptop. So for me, it works fine. All right, so we pushed up to the top of that. 455 seems to be the top of that range. Let's see if we come all the way back down, and then it's just range-bound Asia trading as usual, or are we going to get a breakout to the upside on this? Dennis, can you start with 2 connections and upgrade? Yes, in fact, that's how I started. I tested Tradesyncer at the beginning with 2 connections, made sure I got comfortable, I made sure I understood the rules, and then I opened up right now I'm on the unlimited plan. But yeah, take your time. There's also a free trial, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Yeah, there's a free trial. So I believe it's 7 days or 14 days. You can get a free trial. And Dennis, you can use code, or for anybody using Tradesyncer, you can use code JCDT. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat. Code JCDT. Get yourself a discount with Tradesyncer as well, for any of their plans. You got some options there. Quincy, welcome to the stream, and thank you for subscribing. Super Earthman, what up, JC? I'm a few days away from passing my trade day evals. Nice, using Tradesyncer to copy trade them. Good. Learned a lot from blowing the evals. I had done copying for the first time. All right, man. Well, good. Welcome to the Tradesyncer team. How are you liking Tradesyncer, by the way, Super Earthman? Dennis, appreciate you, and good luck with your trading. And if you have questions, feel free to ask here. Me or somebody else will help, or hop on the Discord. We're always taking questions in the Discord as well. All right, so if you're just tuning in, so far I've only taken 1 trade. I shorted VWAP on this move up, shorted this 450 area down to the pivot point, 420. In hindsight, the play was the pivot point bounce. That was a quick bounce. It would have been a nice little long there, but shoulda, coulda, woulda doesn't count. Super Earthman, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. So I hope everything is going well with you and your trading. Looks like you're a few days from passing some evals, so nicely done. Super Earthman, you like Tradesyncer a lot. But today I had one of the copied accounts not registered properly with the others. Was okay, though. So since we are on the topic, of Tradesyncer, let me help you guys out with something that's important. You should always use market orders with Tradesyncer. Actually, I got to update my quant tower on something related to that. But as you guys most of the time see me, I'm not using a stop or I close my account on the fly versus having a set TP. It's because Tradesyncer works flawlessly, or has very minimal issues, I should say, with market orders. When you start using limit orders or stop loss limit orders, you run into issues where it may close a few of your copy traded accounts, but others stay open. That's why I said I have a laptop literally on the side right here just for Tradesyncer, because I enter a trade, I'm looking. I exit a trade, I'm looking to make sure that all of them say flat, 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 versus potentially in a situation kind of like what Super Earthman just said, you could close your position on your master account, and it may close 18 out of your 20 accounts, but 2 are still in position. So you got to be able to know how to operate Tradesyncer, deactivate all of the 18 and close those other 2 that are still open. So you just got to you got to play around with it, get familiar with all the bells and whistles. I have not had issues using market orders. At the beginning, when I didn't read the rules and I didn't read, it was my fault. I was doing limit orders or stop loss limit orders, TP limit orders. That created some problems. I quickly realized it's not Tradesyncer, it's me. They clearly tell you use market orders. So let me see if I can find, actually have it in there. Here we go. Frequently asked question. Let me see if I can find it. Have a little chat on that. Can't I find it? They're usually pretty good with their FAQs. For some reason I can't find it. All right, I think I'm going to have to find that article and get back to you guys this week. I did cover it last week, but for some reason I can't find it. Let's see if I can find it. It was definitely last week. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, so for all of you guys that are experimenting, we're already trading with Tradesyncer. There is an article. It's a must-read before starting with Tradesyncer. They have it on their website. This is the one that I forgot to read way back, and they recently updated it. Part of it is because of I've been in communication with Tradesyncer, and I have a X post where I called Tradesyncer out. I said, listen, in my experience, and I put this on X and I posted it about a month ago. I think it was almost 2 months ago. And I said, listen, I've been copy trading with Tradesyncer 25, 30 accounts at a time. No problems with a market order. But the minute you start playing with limit orders, you run the risk of 25 out of your 30 accounts closing or filling, and you got 5 in limbo. So I called them out on X about a month ago, and I said, listen, you guys got to stop the idea that traders can use limit orders and not have a problem. That's a trap. You're literally trapping them into failure because market orders work flawless. Limit orders, though, are a problem. So they updated it about a couple weeks ago, and now they're basically telling you, hey, these are unavailable trading strategies with automated trade management or bracket orders, multi-brackets, stop limits, multi-TPs, and stop loss. None of this is supported by Tradesyncer. So make sure you read this article because you will have problems with limit orders where not all of them close, not all of them fill. They even tell you, go over, this is right here. If you trade using limit or stop orders, it's essential to understand that these are multiple scenarios where you copy traders may go out of sync. In other words, not all of your accounts get filled. So they, make sure you read this article, and at the bottom, using market orders whenever possible. I have switched my trading to market orders only. And anybody that I talk to about Tradesyncer or that I tell them that I trade and I recommend it, I tell them, listen, use it, but use market orders. And that's why you see me entering a lot of times without a stop, or I'll have a TP a mental TP, but you don't see the actual TP on the chart most of the time. Because if I'm copy trading, market orders work best. Now, I did email Quantower, which is the platform that I use for my my master account, and they do have stop market and TP market orders, but I'm waiting to hear back on bracket orders. Can you set up multiple bracket orders as market outs, or what Quantower and I think even Ninja has called, let's see, market if touched. So I'm confirming that bracket orders, I know you can set a TP and a stop loss, but multiple position bracket orders, if you can exit on those as market orders as well. And then I'll go back to set TP and set stop, as long as it takes me out of these positions on a market order, because I use Quantower. Super Earthman, I read all the fine print. I'm 51 years old and owned my mortgage company in the past. I am really detail oriented. Yeah. I cover the market orders because we've had other traders in this community affected as recently as last week. So anytime Tradesyncer comes up, I take the time to go over it. So not necessarily because you didn't read it or anything like that, not suggesting that in any way. I will be updating every day that Tradesyncer comes up and the need to use market orders versus limits. So I think you just reminded me of the discussion today, but nothing to do with you, Super Earthman. Happy you're enjoying it, and I'm glad it's working out for you. All right, let's go back to the chat now. All right, so far, looks like we're staying in range. Nah, no push yet. Doda, yeah, always check your positions in Tradesyncer. It's sketchy sometimes. Yeah, I agree with you. I have a laptop separate for it. It's not even the same PC that I use to execute, or where I have my streaming software, Quantower, and separate laptop, and that laptop only has one tab with Tradesyncer on to monitor, especially during New York. Christopher, I know as soon as I try a short here, it will pop over VWAP. Yeah. Yeah, it's the big question right now. Are we range bound, or are we going to break out? If we're range bound, well, we'll see the bottom again, around 400. If we're breaking out, well, we know that. Jesse James, I got long trying to get to those moving averages above us. Okay. Christopher, just seems like I have been wrong way too many times lately. Well, not wrong, just wrong time. It's timing. I think you just said the word. Timing is the key, especially when NQ. You could have the right direction. It's just capturing the right timing with minimal drawdown to get your move. Super Earthman, again, brother, I'm mentioning Tradesyncer pretty much on a daily because we've had other users have issues with Tradesyncer as recent as last week. So again, nothing with you. I'm glad it's working for you. I'm glad you reminded me, but I'll be talking about Tradesyncer and market orders for some time. Solomon Sokolovic. Sokolovic. How much is Quantower if you trade with prop firms? Well, it depends how many prop firms you trade. If you want to have multiple connections with Quantower, I pay for advanced features. It's a $30 monthly fee with Quantower, and that allows you to trade multiple props at the same time, or copy trade multiple props. And Quantum. I'm assuming you meant Quantower, so I'm responding for Quantower, not for Quantum. Jesse James wants this long. Let's get this market rolling for Jesse so he can get his trade. Jesse's in a long. So let's root for my boy Jesse so he gets his play. Come on, Jesse, I'm gonna play this one for you. Let's get these bulls to rally.
Yay. Morning light, screens ignite, green candles breaking dawn. Got my eyes locked on the fight, this rally's moving on. Heartbeat thumps like open drums, hopes riding every trade. Feel the buzz, no turning back, we're ready to invade. Hold your breath, count down the line, never felt so alive. Take that step, cross every sign, watch us as we thrive. Bulls, let's go pump this to the moon. To the moon we're gonna fly, hands up high, we're touching sky. Green light shine, we'll amplify. Bulls on fire day. Feel the roar, no turning back. Crash the ceiling, lead the pack. Chasing dreams, we're on track. Rise up with all our might. Every tick we stake our claim. Riding waves of hope and chance. Never play the losing game. We're born to advance. Echoes of the trading floor to fuel the steps we take. We'll keep pushing past the score. No move left to fake to our hate. To the moon we're gonna fly. Hands up high, we're touching sky. Green light shine, we'll amplify. Bulls on fire today. Feel the roar, no turning back. Crash the ceiling, lead the pack. Chasing dreams, we're on the track. Rise up with all our might. Ride the wave into the dawn. We'll be legends long after gone.
All right, looks like the tune helped. There you go. You got it, Jesse. Let's go. Super Earthman, hey, just see your stream is getting bigger. Great job. Hard work pays off, my friend. Keep it up. Well, I appreciate you, Super Earthman. Wow, look at that, Jesse. Nicely done, brother. See, it was the track. I told you that song would make them rally. Our bull rally song works every single time. Super Earthman, great job. Hard work pays off. Listen, YouTube. I was talking to this to with a buddy over the weekend. YouTube is at minimum, especially in trading, a 5-year journey. I got what, 2 months on me? There's a lot of YouTubers in the prop firm trading world that have been around for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's going to be slow growth. But I've made this decision. I'm in probably month 2 for New York and probably 1 month live streaming Asia. I got years to go. It's just the beginning. But this is a multi-year journey with YouTube. You can't look at it as, oh, I'm going to do it for 6 months and see what happens. YouTube is a years-long journey. Most YouTubers or streamers that trade futures, prop firm futures live, have been around for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So it's going to take time. Jesse James, linear channel is inclining, so I wouldn't be looking for shorts. That's just me, though. Super Earthman, good job on staying committed. Nothing good comes easy, though most people want shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. That is 100%. But slow and steady, just like trading, slow and steady. That's how YouTube works. No need to rush it. Suni, good to see you again. Welcome to the stream. All right, well, today the market's moving. See profit, take profit. Stay too long and you're going to pay. Super Earthman, thanks for asking. Good, good. We had a great weekend celebrating my son's birthday. He turned 11 over the weekend, so we had a good time. Disconnected from the charts. Top dog, opening session range was 500, right? I don't know. Jesse James, paper trading had 23 contracts on. What? 23. God damn. All right, so now we got to make decisions here. Is this really a short and we're just range bound? In other words, right into this box and potentially come right back down? It's usually how Asia plays, range bound trading, right? For a couple hours before we see a break. So is this the look above and fail and trapped? Or are we just building higher highs, right? Current session overnight low, higher high, potential higher high. We'll see. Jeremy, what time does the Asia session start in the US East Coast time? I know Globex opens at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's Globex, but I'm not sure if Asia is an hour after. Our pro Asia traders can answer that one. What times is the Asia session? I know Globex opens at 6 p.m. Eastern. T. Cooper, stop run, no follow through. Right, that would coincide with the higher low, I'm sorry, and playing this channel, right? We're in an ascending channel now. If you look at the lows of each of these plays, that's a channel. Boom. Ascending channel that we're in right now. If you look at, what's it called? The way the channel is playing, this short, that long is all within a channel, right? For those of you there's your channel. So far, playing it to the T. My rule is I play the channel once and I wait for another setup. So I'm going to see if we're really going to continue in that ascending channel or potentially range bound and coming back into this channel. Truck Trans, 6 p.m. So there you go. 6 p.m. Eastern is your Asia session. Globex. It's the opening. Khalid Mohammed, good evening. I have questions about Apex account and I have 28.50, how much I can withdraw and how much left. So I'm assuming you're talking about a performance account. You have 2,850 in profit. Is that a 50K, a 150K? What kind of account do you have? Super Earthman, how do you like trade day? I am currently copy trading trade day, but I have not taken a payout with trade day. So far, I don't have issues, but I'll know when we take a payout. When I take a payout. Super Earthman, you should have no problems there. Legit. Yeah, so far, everything I've seen on social media, they work well. Like I said, I do have some accounts with them now. I think I'm about a week away from trade day for payout. And I'll share my experience when the time comes as far as payout experience. Chris, headed to your neck of the woods from Salem, Oregon, JC. All right, man. Nice. Welcome to Arizona when you come out here. Feel free to reach out on Discord if you're in the greater Phoenix area. Maybe a coffee or something. Take a little picture for the Discord. Yeah, it's going to be hot, so make sure you dress accordingly. Still 100-degree days every day. Still 100 degrees at 7 p.m. Arizona time. But I will say this. I'll take 100 degrees in dry, radiating desert weather over 90 degrees in humidity. I mean, humidity is just frustrating. It's brutal. The heat, though, dry heat. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's 100 degrees there, 105. Yeah, it's 105, but it's dry. It's hard to explain, but it's hot, radiating heat. It actually feels really good. I love dry weather. I don't think I can go back to humidity, but knock on wood, you never know. But I'll take dry 100-degree weather over 90 degrees with humidity. Still more comfortable in 100 degrees. Yeah, like Florida in the summer, no way. Oof, that humidity is insane. I mean, literally, you walk out and you're sweating. Everything you do in Florida, unless you're in a car or AC, you're sweating, period. Raquel, the man from Miami, crypto trader. Buenas noches, parcero. En la buena. Good evening to everyone. Do me a favor if you're new to the stream and enjoying the content, help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. We're doing this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. That's when I usually start streaming. And then for the New York session traders, I trade the open every morning, 9:15 a.m., Monday through Friday. Brickell Crypto Traders doing the Ninja Trader competition. Nice, man. Good luck. Keep us posted on your progress. JCO Khalid. All right, let's go back. I have a 50K account and you got 2850, right? All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at Khalid. Here we go. So here are the required balance to request a payout. You have a 50K account. Your balance required is 2,600. So you're only $200 above the required balance, or what's it called? The profit buffer. So it's your call. You have a max payout on a 50K of 2,000, right? If we take a look at the max payout, yeah, right here. Your max payout on a 50K is 2,000, but right now you're only 250 in the green above your buffer. So if you want to take out the full 2,000 that your 50K account allows you to, you have to push this to 54,600. In other words, $4,600 in profit to be able to withdraw 2,000 bucks. Hope that answers your question. But yes, Apex does have profit buffers to be able to pull out the max. Eesh, 2007. Why do I have the feeling that all of a sudden this feels dumpy? Well, because this could be a look above and fail, and we're just range bound, not in breakout mode. So we'll see if this is a breakout or just range bound. Chris Nuve, I learned a new phrase on our Ensenada cruise in July. No pasa nada. I love it. Yeah, we use that a lot. No pasa nada, parce, todo bien. Chris Nuve, kind of like Hakuna Matata. Yeah, to this day, I don't know what Hakuna Matata means, but yes. Top dog, don't come to Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, my parents lived in Wake Forest, North Carolina. And those summers, man, they were humid. All right, Khalid, my pleasure. Good luck with your payout. Raquel Crypto Trader, Trump on Venezuela. Yeah, man, I saw that earlier today. He's sending in like a whole naval fleet out there. And I watched the news. Venezuela is now draft. They've opened up the draft. The president of Venezuela is selling it to his people as the U.S. is going to invade. Talk about taking advantage of the press. So he's scaring poor Venezuelan citizens and asking them now to enroll into the army to fight for the country. I'm like, and you're watching this on the news, and you literally have Venezuelans signing up for the army to defend because the U.S. is going to invade Venezuela. Listen, I know it's not a laughing matter, but yes, Trump apparently put the whole naval, well, not the whole. He's building some type of naval fleet out there right off the shore of Venezuela. So I read that. That's funny. Chris Noof, if you withdraw too much on first payout, you can blow your accounts. Yeah, you can blow your accounts on your first losing trade if you don't leave them. Yeah, usually when I take, again, I trade 150Ks, but even when I was trading 50Ks, I always left at least the same $3,000 buffer. Most of the time when I take a payout, the buffer would go, in other words, my profit, my equity would go a little higher than 3,000. I usually kept it before I eventually blow it. But Chris has a very valid point. You may want to build your profit buffer or equity before taking too much and stripping yourself. Stripping yourself of drawdown, meaning you can blow it a lot quicker. I seem to like, my sweet spot is leaving at least 3,000 or more in profit or equity on an account after I take a payout. Beach 2007, there were photos of empty plazas and no one signing up. Oh, really? Okay. I guess it depends on what, obviously with everything, it depends on which news you're watching. I was watching a few that, had the people signing up. There was a hangar, and they were already doing like drills on a tarmac, like it's like the what's it called, the Venezuelan Air Force hangar, and they were having all these civilians do drills on the tarmac, obviously for show. But yes, they're trying to sell the idea that they gotta defend their country because the U.S. is going to invade Venezuela. Sad, man. Sad how governments use the press. Brickell. The funny thing is that news line is not really playing on U.S. news. In other words, Fox, CNN. I don't think anybody is really talking about Trump moving a fleet into Venezuela's borders. Or let me take a look at Fox News real quick. Fox. Yeah, that's not even making it into the front page. So you take a look at Fox. Trump's latest executive order draws are pushed back from conservatives. Yeah, nothing on the fact that he just sent a naval fleet to the borders of Venezuela. So, yeah. Obviously, it's no news here, but seems to be playing down there. Raquel, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. Super Earthman, I agree. The hammer is rolling everywhere, which is good. All right, so coming back to the markets, looks like range bound or playing this ascending channel, right? Could go either way. If we start breaking down below today's low, then that's technically short territory. Previous day low, in other words, today's New York session low was 443. If we start staying below that and closing below that, then bears are in control. But we'll see if they rescue that channel and continue to play it to the upside. Super Earthman, I don't mean to get political. I'll keep it on trading. Yeah, I don't share politics, I don't share religion, and I don't share sports. I'll comment, but I won't make an opinion on it. So far, all I've done is share the news. But if you want to ruin your friendship, start talking about politics, religion, sports with conviction, and you'll alienate yourself pretty quickly. All right, so it looks like we are trying to get out of this ascending channel. Let's see if they're going to start flushing this back down. If we're what? 443 is previous day low. If we start closing below that, then potential further moves to the downside. Like Sammy Kershaw saying about, let's talk about anything in this world except politics, religions. Yeah. We're welcome to talk about it. Just talk about the headlines and let's keep the opinions to a minimum. The opinions is what ruins everything. Super Earthman, fastest way to end relationships, sadly. Yep, stay away from politics, religion, and sports. Or have an opinion on either of those three with conviction. That's where I find you start alienating yourself. But yeah, that's what's in the news today. We'll see how it all plays out. Yeah, Christopher. Yep, they are like a-holes. Everyone has one. I agree. I agree. Danny's Trades, nice profits. Danny, welcome to the stream. All right, guys. Again, we're watching this range here. Are we still range bound and potentially coming right back down, testing that previous day low, or are we building a higher high here, higher low? I keep saying higher high, higher low here for continuation to the upside. Either way, it's slow, so it's going to take some time to even find out. Top dog, I agree. Welcome to all the new traders, all the everybody new out there. If you're new to the stream and enjoying the content, help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. We're doing this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, and I trade the nasty NASDAQ New York Open every morning, 9:15 a.m. All right, so back to range bound, it looks like. We did get out of that channel. Remember I talked about the break of that channel to the downside. Although we were in this ascending channel, it looks like we're breaking out of it. Looks like the middle of that channel became the resistance, then finally breaking out, which means it was a look above and fail for now and potentially coming back to test the bottom of that range. So we shall see. How do I get the gray highlight and check mark? Good question. Has nothing to do with the stream. I think it's a verification thing. All right, so for the last hour, and this is how Asia hurts. For the last hour, from 7 to 8:15, hour 15 minutes in this range. We got a little pop, right back down, look above and fail. Now the question is, are we just going to come right back down? So far, I've taken one trade, which was the initial VWAP touch rejection right down to that pivot point. And in hindsight, that pivot point bounce was a very quick play right back to the top of that range. Again, in hindsight. So that's what I'm watching right now is the top of this range and how are we going to test the pivot point one more time. We've tested it once. Will we touch it the second time? And are we going to bounce again or flush? T. Cooper, footprint chart is key for reading. Yeah, everyone talks about footprint chart, and I believe Quantower has a footprint chart. I honestly don't use it. Not part of my arsenal. And a lot slower. So 8 p.m. here in Arizona, 11 p.m. Eastern. Usually it starts picking up this hour. So let's see if we get some action, some movement, some direction. Still hovering in that range up there. T. Cooper, bottom left on your chart called cluster. Ah, thanks. Let's take a look at what this footprint thing is. Oh boy, you got enabled delta, all this good stuff. All right. Interesting. All right, I'll have to look into that. Thanks, Cooper. All right, so they're breaking out of that channel, or they've broken out of that ascending channel, which goes back to the range. So potentially looking at 410 again, 420, 410 area, to test that pivot point one more time. Let's see what happens there. T. Cooper, I definitely will. Now that I know where it's at, I'll take a look at it and probably look into footprint charts. T Massive, give us 425, 400, 370, all in one 15-minute candle. I know, right? Jeez, that's my only issue with Asia is it takes an hour to find out you're right or wrong. And then another hour to counter trade your mistake if you're in the red. I'm in the green right now, so I can take my lovely time for the second trade. First trade was nice little play, playing that VWAP rejection right to the pivot point. Played out with minimal drawdown. Now, let's see if there's another setup. Brickgal crypto trader taking a scalp long here. Okay. Jesse James, we're in my blue zone. It's got to go. Oh, you're still in that trade. I thought you closed it. Jesse's still in a long, and it's got to go. It's got to go soon, or I'm out of this long. Okay, Jesse. I thought for some reason you had closed that pop. You're still in a long. Okay. As long as it gets back into channel, you guys. For those of you that are in that long, this is what I'd be watching for. Got to get back into that channel. Whether you look at the topping this way or you look at it here, I like this top. That way I know that the middle of this channel was providing resistance, 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 and finally it broke out. But if you can come back into this channel, you guys are good with your longs, which would be a higher high, right? This was the test or the current overnight low. We saw the bounce, pull back, bounce, pull back, and now needs to be the higher low to continue the bounce. It's the unknown, and that's why I'm not taking that trade just yet. I'd like to see us get back into the channel for me to hop on that long. Pavon, low 337, 660 high. That seems about right. Nicolas Gomez. So what's everyone's favorite sauce? Mine is ají. Wait, Nicolas, I know you live in Paris. What's your background? Ají. What is my favorite sauce? Ketchup. Plain and simple ketchup. Sweet baby Ray's. A1. I was a fan of A1 for a while. Just Fun Gaming. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting. So tonight's question, Nicolas Gomez always, I got to tell you, Nicolas always has the best engagement question. So today's question coming from my man in Paris, what's everyone's favorite sauce? Tapatio. Vic Med, Tapatio. Okay, I've never heard of Tapatio. What is Tapatio? Tapatio. Tapatio sauce. Hold on. All right, here we go. Tapatio hot sauce. Got it. All right. See, I'm not a spicy guy. I don't like I don't like spice. I don't like hot sauce. But I do like ají, but I don't like not a fan of Chick-fil-A. Oh, Matt, Chick-fil-A sauce. Yes. There's two Chick-fil-A sauce. I actually, when I go to Chick-fil-A, I tell them to bring back some of the Polynesian sauce, right? Yeah. Brickell Crypto Trader, you know, Brickell Crypto Trader is Latin if you go with the mayo and the ketchup. For us, I'm Colombian, so we call it salsa rosada or pink sauce. And yes, for burgers, hot dogs, we do mayo and ketchup together. Put it on fry. I mean, this is going back to the days where I wasn't on carnivore diet. Now I don't do that. But back in the days, it was pink sauce. That's a combo of ketchup and mayo. That goes on your burgers, on your hot dogs, on your fries. Nicolas, both of my parents are Colombian. Got it. I could tell when you said ají. I was like, wait a minute, this guy's Colombian. Yeah, same here, brother. So, otro parcero, bien, bien, bien. We got a couple Colombians here, a couple parceros. Like I said, I am from Colombia. Or parents are from Colombia, rather. But I've been living in the U.S. pretty much my entire life. Harrison Bradford, I'm a whitewashed Colombian. Well, welcome to the fam, man. It's a culture that sucks you in, and I'll keep it at that. Jesse James Huancaína. Huancaína. That's funny. Well, Jesse's also married to the Latin lifestyle. Oh, I didn't even know about Huancaína. Look at this. Let's find out about Huancaína. So Jesse James. Okay, it's I think I've had it, but I don't remember Huancaína or Huancaína. CDD Dominicano aquí in Kentucky. All right, we got a Dominican in Kentucky. Diablo. All right, guys. So we were in this ascending channel, but this is what you got to look for if you're in a long. If we can't break out of this descending channel, in other words, pop out, and you're potentially in that descending channel that's just slow grinding you to the downside. Yeah, it sure didn't do. Vic Med, I'm short TPT at 23,441. All right, you're pretty close. Looks like you're going to capture that pretty quickly. Yeah, because I'm already in the green and I took a trade already, what I'd like to see is if we come back down to range, will there, to the bottom of this range, are we going to have continuation to the downside, potentially break overnight low tonight? Geez, will they really do it? But so far, it's looking like a failed auction to the upside, and we're back in the range now. Potentially a look above and fail. Dennis, try my Kenyan hot sauce. Since we're talking about it, all right. Well, the official topic of the night is your favorite sauce. So Kenyan hot sauce. Let's take a look at it. All right, so it sounds like that's one of your MW, the classic Worcestershire sauce. Yes, sir. Bloody Marys. Raquel Crypto Trader, chimichurri in meat. Oh yeah, 100%. If you're doing steak, chimichurri sauce. Ooh, for sure. Fighting Futures, beef hemoglobin with salt. Yeah, like I said, I don't do sauces anymore. Back in the days, I did a lot of carbs and a lot of sauce. Now it's just beef. That's all I eat is steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've been on carnivore diet now for over a year, and I'm strict. I'm pretty disciplined on it. It's the only thing that keeps me thin, or somewhat thin. So I've been carnivore diet for over a year now, and I don't see myself getting out of it. With carnivore diet, I have meat for breakfast, meat for lunch, and meat for dinner. No veggies, no fruits, nothing, just beef. Raquel, keto and eggs, yep. Raquel, crypto, eggs, meat, and kuka. Hell yeah. MW, do you still crave other food? Not anymore. At the beginning, I used to get cravings for all the crap that I used to eat. I loved my bread. I loved my rice. I loved my pasta. I loved my potatoes. At the beginning, you get those cravings, and those cravings are hard. After about 2 months, 3 months, you just adapt, and your body adapts, and that's all I've been doing is carnivore. Carnivore diet, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, meat, and eggs is all I eat. Eggs in the morning, not too much for lunch and dinner, but meat for lunch and dinner for sure. Damn, Jesse James just ate a big ass Kit Kat, king size. Ooh, those are the good ones. I mean, if you're gonna get a Kit Kat, you got to get Kit Kat king size, right? Siri, I did carnivore last year, no back pain, no more. Listen, you guys got to do your own research. I'm not a doctor, but carnivore diet changed my life in a lot of ways. Number one, I lost about 30 pounds in less than 3 months. And then I just kept gradually losing pounds, but I also keep the weight. In other words, it's the only way for me to constantly eat and not put weight on. Mental fog. I used to wake up with mental fog, sleep. There's a lot of things that carnivore changed for me. So I don't think I'll get off of it anytime soon. Like I said, I've been on a strict carnivore diet for about a year now. I don't see myself coming off unless blood work comes back bad. In other words, I've taken some blood work and I've had the lowest triglycerides and the best HDL to, good cholesterol to bad cholesterol ratio in my entire life. the lowest triglycerides, no cholesterol issues on carnivore. Tommy Stark, welcome back, brother. Happy Monday. Harrison Bradford, welcome to the stream. Thank you for subscribing. Fish is allowed on carnivore? Yeah. So when I say carnivore, it allows any animal meat, right? So you can eat beef, chicken, lamb, pork, fish, any kind of meat. Carnivore doesn't mean you just have to eat beef. You can eat any meat. Tommy Stark, you live on a strict bologna diet, really? Tell us about that. I've never heard of that one. 6'5", 170 pounds. Wow. Tell me about that diet. How does that? What's the foundation of that diet, or how does it work? Market's only moving. It's rallying 5 points, so we can talk about this. MW, someone told me those lamb shoulders taste just as good as ribeye. Ooh. I'm not, I haven't had lamb that much, but I do love a ribeye, I'll tell you that much. Tommy Stark, bologna and mustard at midnight, then you can eat whatever you want. Sodium is the key. All right, look at that. Jesse James, I pan fry bologna and put it on top of ramen all the time. Damn, I did not know about this. So bologna and ramen, there you go. Fighting Futures just ate 5 lamb shoulder chops for lunch. Oh, that sounds good, brother. Now, what I will tell you is on carnivore, I mainly, although on carnivore you can have beef, chicken, pork, you know, whatever. My main meat source is beef, or in other words, I do love my ribeyes in the morning, ribeye steak in the morning. There's days that I do ribeye morning, lunch, and dinner. Can't tell you I'm going to complain about that. Oh, Brickell, picanha is the best cut out there. Brazilian, yeah. So when we go out to dinner, Brazilian steakhouses, right? Fogo de Chao, Braseiros, those are our spots for all you can eat meat. Tommy Stark, there is no diet for skinny people. Well, hey, listen, if you have that high metabolism and those genes where you just don't put on weight, man, that's a blessing. Not everybody has those genes. I wish I did. Like I said, carnivore is the only diet that has worked to keep the pounds off without stop eating. Because sure, you can diet and fast and not eat for a couple of days, and yeah, you're going to drop weight. I'm talking about I have a huge appetite. But my appetite in the past was carbs, junk food, sugar, all that stuff. That put weight pretty quickly. Now on carnivore, all I eat is meat all day. I literally grill for the week. Saturday and Sunday, I grill everything for the week. And I'm just eating meat throughout the day, keeping myself full. And although I'm full every day and loading up on beef, keeps the weight off. In other words, I have not gained weight since I started on carnivore. All right, it seems like Asia session, we get off trading talk pretty quickly. I guess it's because it doesn't move much. We're back in this range. But if we don't start moving, I think I'm going to cut it, call it early tonight. I got one trade in. I played the VWAP rejection right back down to that pivot point. That's this trade right here, VWAP, short entry, got out at the pivot point, and that was one trade up for a little shy of $500 right now. And now we're stuck in indecision up here. MW hasn't moved since we started the saw stock. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to have topics. And as long as you guys are cool with it, we'll have little topics every night since the market doesn't move. But it is what it is. Tommy, honestly, I naturally only eat red meat. That's what I want to do. Yeah, for me, red meat is the main part of my diet right now. And like I said, I was concerned. I've taken 4 blood tests over the last year and a half on carnivore. Lowest triglycerides and lowest cholesterol, good, bad cholesterol levels, or good, bad cholesterol ratio, HDL versus LDL, that I've ever had in my life. So for me, it was a game changer, and don't see myself getting off of carnivore anytime soon. T. Cooper, I'll see you in the morning. Adios, brother. Have a good night. I'm pretty close too. Now it's way too slow. I think I got my trade for the night, and I'm definitely not going to stay till midnight Asia Eastern. I like to enjoy my bed. I'll go back to bed, and I'll see you guys in the morning. For those of you that trade the New York session, that's my main session. I do Asia every night, Monday through Thursday, but I got to be honest, my main trading session is New York. For the New York Open, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I do this Monday through Friday, live stream as well. Tommy, have a great night. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Raquel, crypto trader. I eat seafood, turkey, and chicken, but my main thing is eggs in the morning with Swiss cheese and jamon serrano. That sounds good, brother. Vic Med, do you have a discount code for funding ticks? I do. It should be the same one, JCDT. Just hit the website. Just try JCDT. Pretty sure I have affiliated with them. And thank you for asking, Vic Med, by the way. I appreciate you. Tommy Stark, I think, summed it up pretty much at the end. Just eat what you can digest. All right, guys, it's slowing down. Looks like I took my trade in hindsight after I got back, right? Because I wasn't here for the earlier. In hindsight, there's been 2 juicy trades. The short on the top of that range to the pivot point, and then the trade of the night was probably the pivot point bounce. That was a quick reaction. This short took some time. This long, though, if you long that pivot point, got some nice green, and we're even able to hold for continuation. So that was probably 2 trades since I started. I'm sure before that, I wasn't around before that, but I'm sure before that there were other trades. Nick Patel, Discord is only 2 channels. How can I access all? I'll have to check on privacy settings. I thought there were more channels, but that could be my mistake. I know I took down the Discord down over the weekend because of scammers, impersonators, users that try to copy my username and then reach out to you guys for scams. So it could be a mistake on my end, Vic. As long as you're verified in the Discord, you should be able to see all the channels, which, to be fair, aren't that many. But it could be a mistake on my side. I'll check how many channels you can see right now. But I do know you have to do the verification. I did add verification to the Discord because of all the scammers that impersonate my username and then start reaching out to you guys to sell you Discord signals and all that. I don't sell anything. I don't sell courses. I don't sell signals. I don't sell Discord memberships. But unfortunately, there's impersonators in the Discord that try to mimic my username and profile to target you guys. Hey, JC, have you done giveaways before? I have, but I'm also not the biggest affiliate yet with any of these props. Take Profit Trader, I know, is giving us some giveaways pretty soon, but I'm still the little guy when it comes to affiliates, and I do want to do some giveaways starting September. But I'm gonna do the giveaways a little differently. In the past, the giveaways that I've done have been kind of open to everybody. I think the giveaways, I'm going to limit it to people that actually are in the Discord or in the YouTube and kind of this community, versus here's what happened the last time with the giveaways. We gave out, I think it was, forgot which prop firm. We had some giveaways, and the winners were not even in the Discord. We're not even on the YouTube channel. They just kind of took advantage of the giveaway announcement on the channel, but I haven't seen them since. So I think I got to find a way to reward you guys, the ones that are loyal to the stream. You hop on every now and then. It's not about being on every day either, but those of you there's a lot of you that I see frequently, and I want to limit it to the community. And we'll do bigger giveaways for other people, but I think that's what I'm going to do in September. It's going to be giveaways based on some of the names that I see here, and I'm trying to look for a way to do that. So stay tuned. Can I get a receipt for a write-off? Yeah, that was a lesson learned on the last giveaway. There's a lot of people that have supported this channel big time, and to have the giveaway go to randoms that I never saw before and now never saw afterwards, that was on me. This time, it's truly rewarding the community. I'll find a way to do it that way. All right, so we're trying to break out of this range. Still no confirmation either way. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it an early night. I got one trade, and I'll be back tomorrow morning for any of you that trade New York session. If you're new to the stream, my main trade session is the New York Open, so I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and I'll be back tomorrow night, 9:15 p.m. I hope you guys got some green during the Asia. That is it. I appreciate you all. I'm just going to read some of the recent names. Jesse James, as always, thanks for all the support. Tommy Brickell, Nicholas, Chris, Nick Patel, Vicmed, Jerry Lockey, T Massive. Let's see who else. Evangelista Brian de la Cruz. Let's see what else. I saw that you had a question, Brian de la Cruz. I'm in Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind most of you. So I'm in Arizona, so it's 3 hours behind New York Eastern. All right. So I'll see you guys all either tomorrow night or in the morning for the New York Open. Have a good night. We'll see you all. If you're in the green, walk out. If you're in the red, don't make it worse. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you all.